Did you guys see Russell Westbrook is likely to miss at least part of the Houston Rockets first round series with the Oklahoma City Thunder, his former team? What you like? I used to say I don't believe in curses, except for Cleveland. They're clearly cursed. I might think that there's something with Houston. Like they were legit good and Chris Paul got hurt. And then they missed, 27 straight threes? Like that's like act of God. I'm not sure you could replicate that group missing 27 straight threes if you tried. You could kick them in. If you gave one of those guys a chance, all right, I want you to kick one in. Like James Harden could kick one of 27 in. Don't you think? And now they get a shot at Oklahoma City, Westbrook's former team, and then potentially a banged-up Lakers team that cannot shoot. And Russell Westbrook gets hurt. Yikes. All right, this was former NBA executive John Hollinger on our show, the Doug Gottlieb Show, talking about the Lakers matchup with the Blazers.
When you say give them a series, yeah, they'd give them a series. I don't think they can win. Can they take them to 6 games? Sure. LA's kind of been slow to get into their groove here. I think some of that's intentional. I mean, we've seen LeBron James do this before.
Yeah, we've seen LeBron James do this before. The one thing about LeBron is, man, he doesn't look great. He's just not moving great. Look, end of the day, we can set up and say the Lakers are the worst shooting team in the bubble. The Lakers don't have Avery Bradley. The Lakers will probably have Rondo by then, but Rondo's a shell of his former self, and it's not like Rajon Rondo's a total game changer for the team. There's good, there's some not so good as well. But at the end of the day, they do have the best record in the West, and this would be a massive upset if the Portland Trailblazers, who are still a couple games below 500, were to beat them in a neutral site. Right? This basically comes down to, are they going to let Damian Lillard beat them? That's what it comes down to. Are you going to let Damian Lillard beat you? Is Damian Lillard better than LeBron and Anthony Davis combined? CJ McCollum is an absolute warrior, right? Like this dude's playing with fractures in his back. You have a slimmed up, over the hill, we didn't want him in LA, Melo. I like Nurkic. He shouldn't be as good as Anthony Davis, right? Zach Collins is a kid. Super talented, just a kid. It's a great story. Is it a great team? No. And they're going to have to play at least one more game against the 9 seed in order to actually get into the playoffs. All of that, don't give me this. Lakers are in trouble. The Lakers are in trouble. They're in trouble because LeBron didn't have it anymore. That's about as simple as it gets. If the Lakers lose that series, it does fall on LeBron. Now, I'm not saying he has to win an NBA title because this team may be so flawed and you're going against a really deep, less flawed Clippers team potentially. Okay. And it's not his fault that Avery Bradley chose to opt out. I would put some of the personnel stuff on LeBron because, he let some of the offseasons, look, you show up at Darren Collison's house when he's retired or talking about retirement. If you're LeBron James, you're like, I live in Brentwood. Where does he live? All right, cool. Let's go. Send me the address. You put it in your phone. You show up. Who is it? LeBron. Hey, man, what are you doing for the next 6 months? Want to play some basketball? Right? Make him say no to you, LeBron. Not tampering if you're not on any team. If you're retired. So it's not, I'm not going to put all of that on him and the Avery Bradley thing. I don't know what the conversations, if there were conversations between LeBron and Avery Bradley, but God, it looks silly. Doesn't it? I don't want to go as safety. There's been no positive tests. Everybody that followed the protocol is good. And now they got their families, friends, and some form of loved ones showing up on campus in Disney. Oops. And if it was about the movement, Where you been? What have you been doing? So I think the Avery Bradley thing's a massive miss, not just for Avery Bradley, but also for the rest of the LA Lakers. All that said, the lack of depth at the position, the inability to get Darren Collison or keep Avery Bradley, like some of that does fall on the shoulders of LeBron. And even without all of those dudes, they still should be good enough. And it'll say a lot about Anthony Davis, right? We gave a pass in New Orleans for he's the only guy, super young, only guy. Now he's not young, not the only guy, not even the go-to guy. He's the second guy. And if for somehow they were upset by the Portland Trailblazers or somebody in the first round, some of that blame should go on Anthony Davis. I don't like the laying the groundwork for the upset and the excuses. Well, they didn't have Rondo. Rondo can't shoot. He didn't help him. Not a good defender anymore. Well, it's not LeBron's fault they can't shoot threes. Some of it is. He's allowed to shoot and make three-pointers. And, by the way, he's such a good passer. Maybe he's passing out of rhythm. And third thing is, recruit better players. You recruit them all to the shop, to your TV show. You can't get them to sign with the Lakers or get traded for the Lakers. You can't make these things happen. Some of it does fall on LeBron's shoulders.